Hello there and welcome back to another video. My name is PuffingFish and today I'd like to show you how to make your computer work with the replay mod and the basics of installing and getting the replay mod ready to use on your own computer so you can make videos with the replay mod and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so first things first, you're going to want to go ahead and get yourself the Fabric launcher. So if you go ahead and type in Minecraft Fabric, I'll have a link to all the websites I use. So this one, all you want to do here, fabricmc.net, and then you want to go down to here and you're going to click on, so this is the page that I'll link. Then you'll go ahead and click on vanilla, and then do not change any of this, just go ahead and say download the installer. I've already done this, but once you've installed it, it should end up wherever your downloads are. So for me, it's right here, Fabric Installer. And basically what you want to do is just double click this and run it. And so let me show you what that looks like. If you double click it, you'll see this screen come up here. You just want to make sure you're selecting client and you have the version that you want to use. And then just use the latest build. And then check create profile and say install. I've already done it, so yeah. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is actually get something called the Fabric API. So if we go back to here, or if you are already here, you can go ahead and just click this here, take you to the home page, and click on the Fabric API for Minecraft 1.14 and above. Click on that, and it'll bring you to this CurseForge page right here. And what you want to do is make sure you have the right version and just go ahead and say download, and you should see some thing download here. Select keep and then go ahead, show this in your folder, and I like to put all my stuff in one folder that I keep it all, so I have a nice history of what the stuff I'm using is. But we have the Fabric API. Now what you want to do is I'd like to actually make a copy, so copy, right, and then you want to go ahead and open your .minecraft directory. So to do that, you can do %app data %, like that, and if you click enter, you'll have this. You'll have a .minecraft, you'll have all this stuff here. So then under mods, you'll go ahead and paste the Fabric API right in there. Okay, so that is that. So the next thing you want to do is actually download the replay mod itself. So if we go to replay mod, and this is the home screen for the replay mod, and what we want to do is we want to say download now, and we'll see all this stuff, and as you can see, 1.14.4 or later requires Fabric and Fabric API. We've got both of those ready. So what you want to do is click the mirror button, or at least for me the mirror button works because the download button seems to direct me to a site that my computer does not like. So the mirror is a direct download. I don't know why they do that in the first place. I think because they get ad revenue from here. Do not know, but yeah, the mirror is, I think this, I don't really know, just my computer doesn't like the download button here. And go ahead and say keep, and then right here you can say show in folder. As you know, that's what I like to do here. Whoops, not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay, and then go put it in whatever file you would like to store it in. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure you copy the folder there and go into your Minecraft directory and go to mods and paste that in there. So in your mods folder, you should have the Fabric API and the replay mod. The Fabric loader, however, should be what you select in your launcher. So let me show you that really quick here. So if you open your Minecraft launcher, you should see this, and it should have a little paper. I just changed mine to cake because we all know that cake is the best. And anyways, then yeah, you should have the drop down menu here and you should be able to select it. And what I'd recommend doing is going to the installations tab here and click these three dots, click edit, and go to more options and edit this. So instead of saying 2, make sure it says 8. I've already done this, but you should do 8. This is the amount of gigs. So if you don't have 8 gigs in your computer, I'd do like maybe 4. So 4, 6, or 8 gigs will significantly increase the performance. Okay, so there's that. And then what you want to do is you want to actually, the replay mod will, do its thing in the game now, but you will not be able to render any footage. So what we need to do is we need to go to the replay mod website. So the replay mod, go to their website, and what you want to do is go to the, I think, forums here. Nope. Okay, so what you want to do is click the help tab on their website here, and you'll see replay mod documentation. You'll have a tutorial video and all this stuff. What you want to do is go to installing FFmpeg. This is something super useful. So right here, and yeah, as you can see, to use the replay mod's rendering feature, you need to have FFmpeg installed. So what we want to do, if you're on Windows, you'd follow these instructions, and if you're on Mac, these ones, and if you're on Linux, these ones. I'm going to do the Windows instructions because that's where most people are, but they should be somewhat similar. So download the latest FFmpeg static build for your architecture from this area. So make sure you just click their link. I will not link this, I'll just link this here, and go ahead and click that, and you should see this website come up. And you want to make sure that you're clicking the right thing, as these websites often have things like this. So this one right here, if you highlight it, you'll see, don't even trust this thing here. You'll often see a little section down in the bottom left that shows you what you're actually downloading. That's a really nice safety feature that Google Chrome has, so I like to always highlight this first just to make sure you're being safe. And make sure you get the latest version. Just use the direct same ones here. Download the build, and you'll see this thing downloading. Okay, so then you can go back here, and you'll see that you also need to get a batch script from this, and to do that, all you got to do is just click this, and it will quickly install this. Do say keep. This is a completely safe file. I've done this multiple times and had no problems. So yeah, basically what you want to do is you want to get you want to get these guys situated in a folder. So show in folder here, and I'm going to select both of these, and I'm going to drag them to my desktop because it takes a little bit of doing to actually set this up properly here. So these two files need to actually go in a specific order. The first thing you want to do is open up your file, and you want to go ahead and click on your local disk. So for me, that's C drive. It should be that for you as well. And I would go ahead and create a new folder, and I'm just going to call it FFmpeg. Okay, and if we go ahead and open this, we can go ahead, bring this in here, and we can go ahead and extract all. Okay, so now as you can see, we have a nice open file thing here. We open this. What we want to do is we want to go to the bin, and as you can see, there's all this. So what we want to do is bring the script into this folder here, so that folder, and then you want to go ahead and run the script. And then as you can see, you'll get a command thing here. Just press any random key, and you're done with that. Okay guys, welcome to the game here, and yes, so let's get to it. So here's just a little survival world I've set up just to mess around with in the replay mod here. So obviously, first things first, you're gonna need to record here, and I've already have a little of some of the settings set up already here, but as you can see in the chat, you can see recording started, blah blah. And I'm just gonna run around here. I'm gonna maybe do some of that. Let's just turn blocks down, all this stuff down. Here we go. We're harvesting sugarcane, and we're getting stuff done, doing stuff. And say we get in a boat here. This is just for the purpose of the replay. This world is not significant whatsoever. We can do that. We can create some logs, maybe some more logs here. Maybe then we go ahead and maybe we just do like a little. Some of that, and then maybe we place down some sugarcane, some really tall sugarcane. Come on, there we go. We get some sugarcane, and then we place this down, and we're done. Stop recording. There we go, and you'll see the save and replay file up here. Then we can go to replay viewer, and we'll have a nice clip. This one's 1 minute long. As you can see, we start as this virtual camera that actually is able to completely move freely. It's almost like creative controls. It's a little bit jerky, but as you can see, it's really nice and easy to kind of navigate here, and you can see your player in the third person. So what a lot of people like to use this for is time lapses, so I'm going to show you that quickly here. So if you press T on your keyboard, you'll get your access to your mouse. So then you can go ahead and create a add time keyframe. Then what you want to do is go to wherever you want the clip to end, so maybe right here, and wherever that ends, I don't know what I'm doing. I've done something. Yeah, I'm over here. Okay, so and then we can say how long we want this clip to be. So this was a minute clip. Maybe we want to turn it into an 11-second clip. Okay, so now we can press T. We can go back to the beginning here. We can walk around here. The player's not in yet because it doesn't render the player for the first couple of milliseconds. So if we do that, there you go. I'm rendered and we're set. So if I go here, T, and this is our first keyframe. And yeah, this will not work. You can't just have this going, right? Because we don't have a location for the camera to be. We haven't said where we want stuff to be. So say we want to start maybe right here, okay? So if we press T again and we say add position keyframe. So what this will do is it will add this little marker in the world here. As you can see, it's a little green triangle, or not triangle, but I don't know, diamond. And it basically is where the first camera was. So there we go, that's where we were. And say we play a little bit. And if you want to speed up the replay, well, like it's a long clip, you can speed it up to 8 times the speed. And as you can see, I'm going really fast there. So say, okay, that's a bit fast. Let's slow it down. Let's pause here. Let's go back to where it was, like maybe really quickly into that. And say we want to circle around. So let's kind of bring this guy here, maybe. And maybe in the first couple of seconds there, we do that, and then we move around to here. Maybe we do that halfway through, right about here. So if we were to actually replay this, so if we bring this guy back and we press the play button, yeah, we're a bit slow. We're definitely a bit slow. We are out of the way of this guy, but for demonstration purposes, it'll work. So now this guy we move over there. So maybe right about here, we want to be over there. So let's do a little bit of movement here, and we'll do like a bit of a camera action to swivel right around here and add another camera here. So now if we replay this, we should see we're moving really quickly. We did the little mistake there, and then we do some of that. We move back here, and we're almost in a perfect position here to see this build here. There we go. So as you can see, that's that. We built a sugar cane. So now say we want to keep moving a little bit, but we kind of figured it out. So we want to say end the path, maybe really close to him, right over here. There we go. So now if we replayed the entire thing, we should see a nice little quick version of me moving around, doing all the stuff we did in that minute in a nice and concise 11-second clip. And there we go. We ended right here. This is a nice little thing. And you can even see kind of how the camera reacted with the world, if you ran through anything, blah, blah, blah. Now obviously we missed some of the player's movements, but this kind of gives us a nice little vantage point of where we started over there, and we moved all the way around and ended up here. So that's a kind of decent way to start up with time lapses, is you just do that. So let's go ahead and let's remove some of this stuff here. So say instead of having a time lapse, we want to maybe slow down the clip in a certain section here. And say, so where we start, let's just go all the way over there, and let's slow down the playback speed here. So let's actually bring this back to the beginning, play it a little bit so we actually render the guy in, and let's speed it into 1.1 replay speed. So if we play, as you can see, we're going really slow, so we can actually mess around with this. So say what we want to do is we want to end up right here. So T, and we're gonna, so let's actually say we want the clip, instead of to last, we want to extend the clip a little bit longer. So maybe we make it 1 minute and 30 seconds long. So let's add a position keyframe there. But that's not what we want to do, right? What we need to do is make sure that we end the clip where we want it to end, and then put the position there. Then we can go back to where we were on the timeline. So, okay, I nailed that. And say this is where we want to be. We want to be right here. This is how we want to be facing. But instead of facing there, we want to be like right there. So T, and we add a position keyframe here. Okay, so now if I were to do this, you wouldn't be able to see the slow motion, right? So, because if we were to actually replay this, we don't actually see him, okay? We see him walk by, okay? Not what we want to do. What we want to do is we want to make sure we're actually right here with him. So if we add a time keyframe here, but we make sure that the time keyframe actually lines up with this guy, watch what happens. We line up with him perfectly, okay? So if you have a time keyframe, it makes sure that you line up with them at that specific time. So you can have multiple time keyframes. And so now it's starting to speed up a little bit. So let's move on here and say we want to get a nice view like this maybe. So we add another position keyframe here. And if we replayed from this point, we run right next to us, and we kind of zoom out here, and we have me running towards the camera here, and then I turn off. Okay, so now that we know that I turn off, maybe I can bring the camera out here just enough so that I'm here when my player is. So if we do the little replay, we can speed it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. And I want to be here right at this moment, right? This is the moment I want to be right here, okay? So if we press T, and this time we add a position and a time frame. So what happened is it will time the clip in such a way that we're lined up. See, this was fine. We didn't need to do a time thing. But now it slows the clip down just enough, or speeds it up or whatever, so that we're lined up with the specific thing there. So now, say we just want to zoom out now. We want to kind of see what's happening. We press this, add a position keyframe, okay? And then we can kind of play from the beginning, see how this works out. We kind of miss the player here, but we get to kind of run along with him. Pull this way. Now we zoom out and we have a nice vantage point of what's going to happen here. There we go. I kind of collect that, and we see kind of what's going on. So now at this point, say maybe we actually want to kind of, we kind of want to slow this down. And now here we kind of want to we want to line it up perfectly so that we're over here when I'm doing this big massive jump, right? So T, time keyframe, and position keyframe. Now if you didn't do the time keyframe, so just to show you an example, we end up there way before that. Now if we pause, move this here, and we get to the time that we want to be there. So let's just play the clip a little bit just to see. There we go. That's where we want to be. When we add a time keyframe there, and if we go back to this section here, dun, and we should see that we actually line this up with the jump. There it is. See, we actually were able to line it up. So time keyframes are really important to line things up with your clip. Now say you just wanted to mess around with this and kind of do an above point of view here. So say we just brought this up, did this, and then we decided that we want this clip to be significantly shorter. Let's just see what happens. So if we play the entire clip here, we should see that this just turns into a time lapse after that last little bit there. So we're kind of running along with the character here. He's going up, up, doing this. He's going to get some sugar cane here. Nice, and we're slowing down here. Now that wasn't the smoothest transition, I will say. Obviously, if you wanted, you would spend more time on this. But there we go. We lined up, and bam, there we go. Unfortunately, I was under the tree, but as you can see, I'm moving kind of fast. We can see me going around, building up right there, and then building the sugar cane. And yeah, there we go. So let's say this is where we wanted to be, and say we wanted to finish the camera over here, right? So now we just say do this, and then we would, whoops, then we would do, why do I do this? Okay, okay, there. Let's line this up there. Okay, now if we play it, we should see that we end up right there. So and there we go. As you can see, we're able to end it kind of nice in sync with this guy. Now, obviously, you know, you can use these time keyframes as much as you want. This way, you just speed up and slow down the time so that you line up with your guy. And then at the end, you can be like, all right, this is nice. This is how the time-lapse little goes. And now what we want to do is, I'm happy with it. I want to include it in a video, or just want to upload this directly to YouTube. So what we can do is press T, and then see this guy here, render camera path. And this is kind of the moment of truth here. So the output file, yep, we can, you know, you can completely set this up however you want. I'm just going to use it default for now, but you can set it up however. This stuff I would leave as you want, but stuff like for time lapses, I would lower this to maybe 35, 45. For slow-mo sort of things, 60 frames. And there's no need to go over 60 frames really. Like 120 frames is not needed unless you just want to. But YouTube would buffer this to 60 frames, by the way, so just keep that in mind. And then MP4, nice, default quality, default. 10 megabytes per second is fine. Use your resolution, your standard resolution. So most people use 1920 by 1080 like myself. Some people have higher resolution, some people have lower. And if you're scaling your video, I would scale it here. That way you don't have to do it in another program, which really helps. And then another thing you might want to do or consider is, maybe it's not here. Okay, well, oh yeah, render name tags, that's what it was. Yeah, so if you don't want to show the name tag of someone, we don't have to see it. So if we uncheck that, when we click render, we'll see this screen here, and it'll start rendering. You can even show the preview to see what's going on here. And we can see my player moving around, doing some jumps. And yeah, successfully, we've actually made a nice replay of this that incorporates all the different types of basics for this program. There's a lot more complex things that I don't think I could explain quite yet because I don't know them. But I'm sure that I could learn it and make it if this video does well enough. I would do that. But as you can see, we can see this guy, or my player here, he's moving around, doing his thing, and jumping around. That's where we lined it up to. We did a little bit of a time-lapse movement, and we're under the tree right now, unfortunately. But there we go, we're doing a little time-lapse moves. Boom, boom. We're out of frame here. If you're going to spend a lot more time, you'd make sure that the player's in frame all the time. It would just be more entertaining, as this is kind of boring. We can see my guy building up this little thing here and building that, and we're just about done. Kabam! And there is an amazing noise that you get when this thing is done. So open video folder. Let me quickly switch you guys over to my monitor recording. So here we go, and we have the nice replay here. So if we go ahead and open this, we have the nice and rendered MP4 file of our replay that we can put into our video. Yay! Very nice. Okay, so like I said, this is quite a simple thing, but if you guys are interested in a like just a replay, more in-depth guide, please let me know your support. It will help greatly. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. I hope this helped. Goodbye.